We're here now. I'm thrilled to welcome Eli Manning. Eli, thank you very much for taking the time to do this.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm excited about being on.
So I always am jealous of guys that get to do TV productions just because of the production meeting aspect of it. The chance to kind of sit and pick people's brains and have those conversations. Louis Riddick and I have talked about that in the past. To be a fly on the wall for some of that stuff sounds incredible. So I'm curious, when you guys went through the Manningcast process throughout the season, what was your favorite conversation that you got to have with someone as part of that process?
So, it's a little bit different. It's not like the normal, when I was playing football, you go and you'd meet with the people calling the game, and you'd meet with Al Michaels and Troy Aikman and those guys. So we don't get that access. It's kind of more, we're doing it on our own. If I know Matthew Stafford, I'm like texting Stafford, hey, when can we chat for 5 minutes? So it's like, and hey, Baker Mayfield, so I'm finding my time, and sometimes it's on a Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday, sometimes it's Friday, so it's very much like on our own schedule. It's not with the full production team. It's not, Peyton and I are not together. He's kind of reaching out to people he knows. I'm reaching out to people I know. And so it's really kind of the guys, and whether it's coaches or players that you've just met over the years, you happen to have their number, and you want to chat with them. If we don't know anybody that week, or we're not real close to anybody, we don't talk to them, and we figure it out on our own.
I'm curious. I'm sure that when you got to go through this process, you're watching the game in a little bit of a different way than you probably did when you played. Is there anything that you picked up on just by watching it through a different lens that kind of struck you? Something about the modern NFL that you noticed, something about defenses that you noticed, just watching it in a slightly different way than you did when you played?
Well, I think it's a little different where when I watch film as a player, I only looked at the defenses. That's all I was watching. When I watch a game film, and so, I could watch 4 games, and, I'm just watching the defense of the same team, just their defense and their schemes and their blitzes and just kind of the flow of the game. Now, since I have to talk about offense and defense and both teams, I watch one game, and I had to watch 4 different clips, and it's like I'm used to watching a bunch of different options. So watch both sides of the ball for both teams. It takes up a lot of time. It's a lot of film to look at, and so you are looking at offenses and analyzing a little bit more of that. And the offenses are changing. It's like there's a lot of the play action is so much different. It's not a lot of under center play action. It's shotgun. It's running backs in the backfield. It's flash motions. It's all just people all over the place. And so it's just interesting to see how the game is evolving. Continually changing, new concepts, new things. Receivers are in the backfield running the ball. Running backs are out wide. I mean, everybody's all over the place, and it's kind of the more you can do attitude.
Is there an offense or a play caller that you found yourself particularly drawn to as you were digging into it? Somebody that you would have loved to have played for when you were actually playing?
I think there's I think what San Francisco is doing is kind of makes sense to more stuff that I did growing with the Giants. It's more under center. It is a little bit more under center play action, but even they got out of it, and all of a sudden they got Deebo Samuel in the backfield. They're handing it to him. They do a lot of shotgun, kind of long play action, with the running back to the side, and so it's all. But I think this all on time throws. It's not it's not a whole lot of improvise throws. I think when you watch Kansas City, it's Mahomes. I'm like, what drop it? I think he took like a 9-step drop. He took like 4 hitches and threw like a 75-yard bomb crossing route to Tyreek Hill. It's like, what route is that? I don't even know how to describe that, and I would never throw that because I can't throw it that far or trust it. So, all the players, just love watching it all.
Is there a young quarterback that you were particularly drawn to? Someone that you just really enjoy watching? Not even just those spectacular plays, talking about with Mahomes, but just the process, the mechanics of the way that they play.
I think, and not just because he's in the Super Bowl, but Joe Burrow, obviously just, watched them last year, and, they struggled, but I thought he played really well before he got injured last year. And, for a rookie, a couple games where he threw it 40, 50 times, he wasn't turning the ball over. He wasn't forcing things. He ran when he had to. He just seemed to have a good feel of the offense. Is competing and making good decisions with, and he was a rookie. He didn't have a great offensive line last year, and a lot of things against him, yet he still played well. And you obviously saw the jump this year, and got him to the Super Bowl. So I think he just kind of has the ability to stay calm and cool under pressure, doesn't get rattled, and just always stays in the game.
Does it pain you to say that with him being an LSU guy? I'm sure that's not easy for you to get to that place.
No, I think once I get to the NFL, I kind of just forget about it. It's like, hey, and he wasn't at LSU that long. He was only there 2 years. I don't even know if that counts.
I don't know how you and Peyton talk about the game in your personal lives before you started doing this together. Is there anything that you learned about the way he sees football when you guys started having those conversations in the way that you did this season?
I think we see it in similar ways. I think, we'd always talk on Fridays during the week. We usually talk Sundays after games, and whether I got to see, if I got to see a little bit of his game, I leave a voicemail saying, hey, unbelievable throw on that 3rd and 9 where you hit, Reggie Wayne on that back shoulder. I mean, that was awesome. And so, like, there's certain plays where you could see that are just looked interesting. Or I'd have a question. It's like, hey, I couldn't tell what happened. Like, how did Marvin get open on that seam? I couldn't see the defense. Was that cover 2, or was that like a quarters, or whatever? So you're always kind of asking questions and want to know what's going on. And then we also, if we played that AFC South, or when he was in Denver, the AFC West, if we were playing that division, I'd always ask for some help when playing some of those other teams, just some general themes that they used to get us an advantage when we played them.
I'm curious, what's the work that you're doing with Verizon? What do you want us to know about what they're doing and just the partnership that you guys have?
Yeah, I think the great thing about Verizon, and today it's all about being connected, and whether I think everybody wants to enjoy this Super Bowl, whether you're at the game, whether you're at home, whether you're on the road. It's all about internet speed, and that's what you're getting with Verizon 5G ultra wideband. You're getting a fast, reliable internet to stay connected, where you don't miss a play, you don't miss the commercials and all that. So whether it's Verizon 5G Home, where it's a simple plug-in and you're up and running. There's no wires, there's no cable guy. And so whether you're at your home or the Verizon 5G business internet, same thing. Plug and play. You can get all your devices up and running, whether your tablets, your phone, your streaming, your smart TV, or your gaming. Everything is connected and powered up and ready to work fast. And it serves over 100 million people now, and it's 10 times faster than the 4G. So Verizon doing a great job keeping everybody connected and up to speed.
The last thing I'll ask you, I'm curious, what do you think about the Giants' direction this offseason? The fact that they went outside the building for a GM, some of the hires that they've made on the coaching staff feel like are really promising. A lot of the names that have been mentioned, even Wink Martindale is so different stylistically than what they were doing on defense. It feels like they've really injected a lot of new life there. What have you thought of all the moves that they've made?
No, I've been impressed with all the moves, and got to sit down with Joe Shane the other day, met Brian Dabo, and I've talked with both of them a little bit. But I think like I said, Wink Martindale's a great hire, defensive coordinator, kind of bringing different approach, and so obviously change had to be made, and to get things rolling, just need some new blood in there, new direction, and so I'm excited. I'm excited about everything that they're doing. I think they've made some great moves, and excited to see it play dividends on the field.
Awesome. Eli, I really appreciate the time. It was great to chat with you. I hope you enjoy your weekend.
All right, thanks a lot of fun.